our incredible meme generating website that in the previous exercise we built, deployed, and ran in Habitat works for almost every situation, except, well, we didn't try it out with JPEG images. If I look at the container and see the failure that was generated in this process of uploading a JPEG image, I'll note that Magick, essentially ImageMagick, is having a problem decoding JPEG images. So in this exercise, we're going to explore how we're going to modify our existing plan, which was this one right here, to use ImageMagick. We're going to replace it with our own ImageMagick package that we are going to create that will have JPEG support. All right, let's get started. So we have this error here, and we're using the core ImageMagick. I want to see first how ImageMagick is actually built. So I'm going to go to the GitHub repository here for core plans, and I'm going to find out about ImageMagick. Now, I actually have ImageMagick and all these core plans locally on my system. And the great part about Habitat is that I can build these locally on my system without having a lot of other dependencies or other things that oftentimes trip me up when trying to build applications. So here is the plan file for ImageMagick inside of the ImageMagick folder. This plan file contains the name of it, the origin, the version, description information, where it pulls the package from, and then how to verify that with the SHA sum. It specifies a number of dependencies. So these are going to be packages that ship with it. And then build dependencies. These are packages that are necessary in the studio or during the build process, essentially to create it. It specifies a number of different other fields that are important for when you are building libraries like this. In this case, I believe ImageMagick provides like iConvert or convert or some other sort of command line tools. It provides a bunch of libraries that are available for others to use, in this case like our web application. And it also does some other includes for itself. Now, we see also here within a plan file there are a number of callback functions, and this one in particular, the do-build callback function, shows how the application is configured and then built. And you'll notice there's no flags here specifying that JPEG support has been enabled, so that is something that we're going to need to do. So I'm going to create a new Habitat plan that's going to have essentially this information, but we're going to provide JPEG support. Here is on this other tab, I've got me actually building the core ImageMagick library because I wanted to take a look at this package to see what's going on with it. And when I did, what was great about it is that I found that it does tell me how to provide an option to provide JPEG support. So it's pretty easy to enable JPEG support in the build. Essentially, we just got to tell during the configure step, let's enable JPEG support. We're probably going to also need some other build dependencies, right? We're going to need a library that says, here are the headers for JPEG files. Here's how to process them. Here's what they look like. So we're going to probably have to add a dependency there as well. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a pretty straightforward copy. So I'm going to do a hab plan init ImageMagick, and I'm going to do it right inside of my Habitiat-ize project. This is going to make it easier for me to share it with you. Ideally, you'd probably build this outside of your current application, of course. So I'm going to copy that the ImageMagick plan that was there. I'm going to open up in ImageMagick the new plan file that I have here. And you'll note the plan file was automatically populated with some details here. We are not building a Ruby application, but I think the scaffolding or the plan init assumed that I wanted the scaffolding because I happen to be inside of a Ruby application. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to leave the package name the same, but I'm going to use my origin instead, right? Because I'm essentially forking the ImageMagick project. I'll leave the version similar. I will leave the checksum similar. This whole process, all this looks very similar here. The part that's going to be different is when I specify this right here. And I'm just going to copy this right from the output, telling me how to use it. Now, I am also then going to come in here and put in the core library that's going to give me the JPEG support. Now, hopefully, our core plans already have the JPEG support. If they don't, then we'd actually have to build a plan for that to provide us that thing we needed. But I believe if we search through the core plans, you'll find that yes, we do. We have libjpeg turbo. So I'm going to use libjpeg turbo. Wonderful. So returning back to my project here, I'm going to go into my ImageMagick directory. I'm going to do a Hab Studio enter. And now I'm inside of my studio for ImageMagick with the source directory currently here, and I'm going to run build. So I've got a plan file locally right next to where I'm running this build command, so it's going to use that plan file. And what's going to happen is it's now going to do as it did for my Ruby application, but it's going to pull down the source code located at this location that it auto-generates from the package version specified. It's then going to verify it that it meets this cache sum. Oh, and I misspelled one of my dependencies here. It's going to make sure that it meets this cache sum to make sure everything's correct. It's going to then install any build dependencies and any dependencies as we saw here. And then it's going to go through the configure step. So I believe we're now in the build step, the do build callback, and it's going to run through all these options. Now I'm going to wait to see if the JPEG support's here. I think we should see that in the table of all those options that run through this. Now I've seen this run and it takes about 5 minutes to build this and it does build it successfully, so what will probably happen is I'll skip ahead in the video so you don't have to sit with me for this time. So here I'll do a quick JPEG search. I don't see it yet, so it looks like it doesn't look like we're gonna have it yet, so maybe that with JPEG. Ah, here we go, with JPEG support. So it looks like we've got the with JPEG support supported, and then I can kind of see like, ooh, are there other meme generating images that our users are going to submit? I should probably think about those if I want to provide support for them. But I think JPEG is going to cover the majority of people. So this is going to finish in a little bit of time. I have already have this rebuilt, so I don't need to worry about it too much. And when this is rebuilt, I'll show you how you publish it. But when it's finished, what I'm going to do is publish this to the community depot. So if you look at the Habitiat.sh website, if you are able to see the depot section provides for you, and I'll make this a little larger, provides for you all these like ImageMagick and other libraries as we saw before. I have already uploaded, shared my version of ImageMagick, which provides the JPEG support here. And I believe this is one that I uploaded today. It's marked as unstable. I have not stabilized it yet, but I believe it should work correctly. So this is the version that I'm going to target inside of my plan itself. So let's return back to our plan file, not the ImageMagick one, but for our application. And I'm going to change this from ImageMagick to Franklin Weber, or Core ImageMagick to Franklin Weber Core ImageMagick, my version of it, which has the JPEG support. Okay, I need to now rebuild my application if I want to essentially use it. So I'm going to enter the studio. I'm going to build my application. And similar to how I did before, after the application is built, I'm going to then export it as a Docker container and then essentially use my Docker Compose up to run it successfully. Now, if I return back to my ImageMagick, I see that it's cruising along, it's creating my artifact and tarring up the file, so my heart file is nearly complete. That looks good, so it worked. In this case, I believe there is a results folder right here. So there's a results folder here. This is the product of the build that I've created, and I can use the hab package command, and the hab package command has an upload, hab package upload, and I believe if I specify this, it says where is my heart file. So hab package upload results, and I'll just tab complete my way to victory. I'll just say upload this one. Now I'm inside my studio, so none of my tokens are specified, so I'm going to exit and run this command outside, and it should work the same, but in this case I have my token specified. So I've already set up my account with the depot. They know who I am and they trust me, so I'm sending this updated ImageMagick package essentially to the system. If I return back to the depot image that we saw before, and here I'll return to it. Here's the depot. I can look under myself, or I can look under other people. And in this case, I'm going to look under Franklin Weber. I should have an ImageMagick library. There's 3 builds, and there's the one that I just uploaded, essentially shared. I can mark that as stable once I've proven that it works out. And that's it. So now I've got that uploaded. Here we go. I've got my new website updated correctly. Sorry, that's not the website. On this tab is my website. So I'm going to have package export to Docker, Franklin Weber, Habitiat-ize, my website there. So it's going to take a moment to Dockerize my container. And then I should be able to relaunch my application and provide my JPEG support. So my website is currently down as I'm rebuilding the container. Once that's completed, I'll be able to run my Docker Compose up. Let's take a moment. Here's the final steps as the container is built. And I can't wait to make my memes. And here we are. Okay, so that is complete. Our container is done. It's exported correctly. I'm going to run Docker Compose up. Our application should be now available at port 8000. I'm going to choose a file, and in this time, I'm going to choose that JPEG file that previously caused an error. I'm now going to upload that image, and I should see some memification going on. All right, so our application is back to working. We have JPEG support now, and we can let the memes flow. So in this exercise, we went through quite a few things. We discovered that we didn't have JPEG support because we were using the core ImageMagick library, right? That was what the problem was. We decided that we would need to essentially create our own ImageMagick plan. So I started as a base at the core plans, ImageMagick. I use that as a base for myself, but then modified it, right? So then I modified it in this case to include with JPEG support the new configure option I needed. I also included a new build dependency on core lib JPEG turbo, which gave me the JPEG support that I needed. I rebuilt this, and after I rebuilt this, I shared it with the depot. So I uploaded that to the website, essentially the Habitat depot. So that not only is there core ImageMagick, there's my version of it, which provides JPEG support. I updated our plan essentially inside of here to use Franklin Weber ImageMagick. I rebuilt this and re-exported it. And now that I see that, I've got JPEG support. So an incredible journey to set our meme website up. There's way more that we can do to make our site more robust and handle the millions of users that are going to be coming to it. But for right now, I think I'm going to celebrate.